where Flyers keep doing things that should cost them games, and instead they win games. And it's, again, Carter has made, had his career high in saves this year twice, 48 saves twice, and that is, something that he should be able to keep doing. But he has been better and better and better the more shots he's taken. So, again, it's been great to watch, and really just again, you hope that this is just a sign of stuff to come. The Flyers have several years of this left to go with Carter, and that they will be able to put a better team in front of him for his prime years of his career. So that's the one thing the Flyers really want to make sure they try to get on top of.
Yeah, his highest, 4 highest games of saves. And this doesn't necessarily correlate to wins, are all wins though. He's got, like you said, 248 game saves, both wins, one against Florida earlier this year, and then also the win against the New Jersey Devils, 2-1 game. He's got a 36 game saves on 38 shots against Tampa Bay, which is that road win. And then he's also got the 35 saves in the opener against the New Jersey Devils. And spectacular. He's also got another 35 in a loss, so 1-0 overtime.
Yeah. Now, granted, there are some games in there where the Flyers did give up high numbers of shot attempts, and he didn't make saves. And that's certainly to be expected. But the only reason that they are even where they are right now is because he has stolen them at least, I'd say, 4 or 5 games.
Yeah, no doubt about it. There was a narrative about Carter a couple of years ago about the home versus road, and that he was so much better at home than he was on the road. This year he's actually been better save percentage-wise on the road. 923 this season in 6 games on the road. Or excuse me, more than that, 11 games on the road. And at home, in 13 games, 903. So I think we can put that to bed. He didn't have a good road season. He had a couple of really sideways games that year out on that West Coast trip against Edmonton, where I believe he got pulled, and I think there was another one against, I want to say LA, where he had a rough night before they came back. This is 1920, no, maybe it was 2021. No, 1920 was. But since then, I mean, he's always been a good home goaltender and a guy that can get it done on the road as well. And the fact that he's got better numbers on the road this year is pretty remarkable.
Yeah, and then there's some stuff that goes into that. It's kind of strange, I think. Whether it's your environment or what's around you. I mean, I don't think Carter's got a lot going on in terms of distractions at home or anything like that. But it's a good sign because obviously the road is generally a hard place to play. But really, I can't say that it surprises me a ton for him because he's a guy that is not very flappable. Regardless of where he's at or what the circumstances are, something bad happens, goes quickly for him. And if something good happens, he's able to kind of harness that and ride off of it a little bit. So there's a lot going on there for him in both scenarios. And I guess the stuff that happens on the road, you can probably feed into that a little bit more under that circumstance.
No doubt about it. The Kevin Hayes we talked about earlier, thank you, is going to be playing on a line tonight with Scott Lawton, and that is not by mistake.
No, yeah, that is for guidance. It's and you don't want to call it. It's not veteran leadership leading youth because they're not too far apart in age. I don't think. I think they're only maybe 3 years, if that. They certainly both have a ton of experience, but it's more of a mindset. It's more of a personality type thing where, Scott Lawton is a guy that goes out on the bench and he's everybody's biggest cheerleader. I've said this before, but if you have the opportunity and you want to see what I'm talking about, go on YouTube and look for some of the places where the Flyers have put a mic on Scott Lawton during games and listen to what he says and how he approaches things during the game. And you'll see what I'm talking about. So he can go out there and basically the idea is that he's going to spend the whole game with Kevin Hayes, both on and off the ice. And, he's going to try to pull him back into a good headspace, if you will. and maybe boost his confidence a little bit. Maybe try to drag him along. So it's not just him hearing from the coach about things that he is doing well or needs to improve on, but it's from his teammates as well. So it's I like the move by John Tortorella here and kind of pairing them up and making sure that they are kind of with each other the entire night.
You see, the thing is they're not just together on the ice. It also puts them next to each other on that bench. And maybe that's an important element as well, to have them next to each other on the bench. And Tort said in our meeting, he wants to see Kevin get through this. And they're not battling. They talk quite a bit. And Tort said he's a good man.
Yeah.
He's asking him to do certain things on the ice that are non-negotiable. And if you let it go, then then you get mutiny. If young players see that you're letting it go with him, then young players will maybe start to do that as well.
Yeah, absolutely. If it's again, where we are in a marathon here, not a sprint. The idea is to compete for a Stanley Cup, and in order to do that, you've got to develop your young players, and there's lots of ways that you can develop a young player. Everybody talks about developing a young player. I think a lot of people seem to default to it being the idea of developing them skill-wise, about how they play the game individually. And that's not all there is to it. There's a whole bunch of other stuff just in terms of how they approach the system, how they play on special teams, how they practice. What's your habits? Tort talk about this a lot. What time do you show up to the rink? What are you putting in your body? How do you prepare for practice? How do you prepare for games? What kind of sleep are you getting? Are you getting enough sleep? Or are you not? No. And the Flyers have done this in the past with their very young prospects, the guys right out of the draft. They've taken them to the grocery store and taught them how to shop, stuff like that. So
Carter, had to pay the electric bill. Yeah, the electric bill.
Yeah, and that is that's a little bit of what goes into being a professional hockey player. Is that when you take this path, a lot of the vast majority of players that play in this league, I would say, unless they came out of the state of Minnesota, they left home at age 15.
Yeah.
And they went to a junior team either in the United States or in Canada, and they lived with a billet family, which is just another family that hosts them, and gives them a place to live. Yeah, exactly. And they go live with another family, and they either stay there until they're 18 and go to U.S. college, or they stay there until perhaps they're 20 and they go to their NHL team, let's say, the NHL guys. And when you get to the National Hockey League, in today's National Hockey League, yes, you have a lot of things done for you that you didn't have done maybe 15 years ago. You've got professional chefs cooking meals on practice days and game days. You've got stuff like that going on. But if it's an off day, you gotta figure it out. And you're getting an apartment which has utilities, and it's got fun things like cable and internet and power and water, and you've got to take care of these things, and because most of the time they've been taken care of for you, you may not necessarily realize it. So there's a lot to develop in a young player, and again, one of the things that they're trying to develop is knowing how to play the game the right way, and knowing that there are going to be consequences if you don't. You can't just get away with not doing certain things because you score a lot of goals. You got to play. We see this in hockey. You got to play within the system.
Yeah, play the team game. That's kind of where we're at. Remember, I was trying to set up a time to set up an interview with Carter in when he was coming back in preparation for the season. And he said, I got to go match. They moved to my place. I didn't realize I didn't have a mattress.
Yeah. I guess at some point I bought a mattress. I didn't know.
Yeah. And just let's take our final time out here on game day. And it was the Flyers and the Blue Jackets. Give you the line combinations coming up next. Stay tuned. Brian Smith, Jason Myrtetus on the Flyers Broadcast Network.
Flyers hockey on the BetRivers.com Flyers Broadcast Network.
Yep.
All the action on the ice, giving you the
I got it.
the hottest game in town, Delilah's. Let the world's most beautiful showgirls warm you up as you claim the game on Delilah's giant video.
On the Flyers Broadcast Network.
And we are back live at Wells Fargo Center. This Flyers game day brought by Brian Jason Myrtetus.
Flyers and the Blue Jackets tonight. Flyers looked to exact a little revenge from that loss earlier this season. But Brian, it's time to broadcast when we get the Flyers line combination. Cue the blender! Actually, there's a little consistency.
Yeah.
Which we weren't expecting, but a couple of lines have been together, and towards like elements of their game, like for example, the line of Morgan Frost, James Van Riemsdyk, and Owen Tippett, they've generated. The one thing he says, they generated a lot against the Rangers, but they gave up a little too much. So that'll be a line, top line tonight for the Flyers. Noah Cates, Joel Farabee, who towards like his last game, and Travis Konechny. Then, as we mentioned, Scott Lawton going to play in the middle with Kevin Hayes and Zach McEwen returns from illness, and then it will be Brown, Delarier, and welcome back to Wade Allen.
Absolutely.
Good.
You know what I learned the other night calling the game while Timmy was out was that from the 8th floor of this building, Noah Cates and Morgan Frost are the same person. There's no chance. It's not just that. They're both centers. They're both lefties, and they both have a 5-letter nameplate on the back.
Yeah.
There's no way.
Yeah.
So, you know,
That's called the cards are stacked against you.
especially when the lines change as much as they do. But yeah, those are a couple of guys. Those two guys and Owen Tippett are a couple of guys, or 3 guys right now that the Flyers are watching very closely to see how they develop over the rest of this season and see what they've got there. And I think all 3 of them are doing well in their own ways. Obviously, Noah Cates is not, a flashy type of player. He's not a guy that's going to go out there and necessarily dazzle you with stick handling maneuvers and stuff like that. But he's out there being defensively responsible and holding down the fort for his wingmates. Morgan Frost is starting to see flashes of what made him, the prospect that everybody thought he would be coming out of juniors, and you're starting to see them more often, which is good. And then Owen Tippett is the kind of same way. It's a different type of offense, but what he's doing out on the wing is starting to improve as well. And John Tortorella has been very happy with his game over the last 3, 4, 5 games. So we're watching those 3 guys closely and just seeing how they come along on the offensive side. It seems to be a good spot right now.
Yeah, Wade Allison will return 14 games played this season. 3 goals and assists, was dealing with that lower body injury. I think it's a hip. And
he hip checked the boards, remember?
Yeah,
it was the strangest thing. He went for a check and he missed.
Yeah, we didn't like how he went off the ice.
Yeah,
right?
So it was just, he kind of gave himself a hip pointer. And, he's had rotten injury luck his whole career, so hopefully this is going to be it.
Progoff and Ristolainen remain together on that Flyers top pair, although now it's Cam York and Justin Braun as, I don't know if these are second pair or third pair, but
no, yeah.
I guess that would be the third pairing. If the York is going to go on the left side, Braun is going to play the right side, then Sanheim and D'Angelo together as well, which will be an interesting combination, trying to get D'Angelo's game back to where he wants it and the coach wants it as well. And
Nick Sealer is the healthy scratch tonight, and it looks like Justin Braun and Nick Sealer will probably be on kind of a rotation of scratch while they keep York in the lineup and let him cut his teeth at the NHL level, which is great to see.
Yeah, and part of the reason they do this tonight, the way they're doing it, is they want to see York on the left. He has played on the right since he came up from Lehigh Valley. He has traditionally been a defenseman that's played on the left. He has said that he's more comfortable on the left, but he has been open to getting used to playing on the right side. And for a while, we were hoping that he could play on the right, because at that point, we weren't sure where he was going to fit into the Flyers lineup. He's got a little bit more room now, though, and so they want to see him on the left side tonight. So they put him there, and in order to do so, they put Braun up there with him.
No question about it. Carter Hart in net tonight for the Flyers. It is Flyers and Blue Jackets. Timmy Saunders is back in the house.
Absolutely.
And he and Steve Coates will have the countdown to face-off and all the first period action between the Flyers and the Blue Jackets. You're listening to Flyers Game Day, brought to you by Betway on the Flyers Broadcast Network.
Clear.
You are listening to 97.5